Hello everyone, Karen Cecilia here. Please remember to like the video, share it, and send me a pithy comment. But most importantly, you have to share it. All right? It it is a damn lie, a big damn lie that the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts. That lie has been litigated, and the facts have already thrown that out. The PM holds 9 legitimate bank books over the period of his entire life. Now, let me repeat that. Not since he was Prime Minister, but over the entire period of his entire life from the born. 9. Including those that his parents' bank book, that his name is on as their son. And the Jamaican voters not buying that big lie, and they know it's not true. And so that has been litigated, and that is that. But PJ, Percival Noel James, said something curious in his, in expose. Him come out to set the record straight and turn himself in a damn idiot, and so on. And he said something curious in the course of that quest for us to love him, that quest for us to say that he was great. He want accolades, and him now, when he was prime minister, there was no social media, so he want him social media fame. And when I give it to him, him not get it. Well, him getting it now, him getting it now in the wrong way. So he said something. He said that he came to politics with 5 bank books, and he left with 5 bank books. So let's look at Percy's 5 bank books, because I don't know why I bring it up, but we're going to unpack it, because I think I know why. Let's look at Percy's 5 bank books and why he decided to disclose that to us, that he had 5 bank books, or he still have them, I don't know. Never before in the history of this country, not ever, have we ever had a former prime minister come out in such blatant and egregious way to criticize and belittle the man who could be his son, the man who now sits in the position that he once held. Never before in this country there was some level of a line where you just don't do that. What he did was classless. It was mean, and it went against everything that would have been considered to be decent and good, because he was once the person who sat in that chair, and he should have known better to make these kind of snide remarks. After he sat there and he inserted himself in our political discourse that he no longer plays any role in, except, God forbid, we would have expected at least some sense of responsibility from him, to the weight of the office of the Prime Minister, an office that he once held, an office that is the highest and most sought after in every way by every politician in this country. Everybody wants to be Prime Minister. Everybody. Them started out want to be councillor or want to be member of parliament. The moment them get there, so of course they want to be Prime Minister. Everybody wants it. Being Prime Minister is an exclusive club. It's a club where they say what they need to say on the campaign trail when they are competing with each other. They say what they need to say to their voters. They say what they need to say to attract voters. They say what they need to say for the people to hear their message of what they plan to do or what they think of the other guy. That is all right. That is cool. But there has always been still a maintenance of a respectable boundary, a space within that line that no one felt they need to cross. Bruce Golding never crossed it during his time between him and Portia. Portia would not have done that. I don't see Peter Phillips coming out and do such a blatant thing either, even though he has never been Prime Minister. But even more so, being a former Prime Minister is the height of achievement, and it demands a certain level of respectability of the office that you once held, particularly if you say that you are now in the pavilion not seeking re-election, but maybe seeking relevance, because you already did your time, and your job now would be kind of a statesman-like kind of job where you offer advice, and you come across to Jamaican people as somebody who want to unify and bring together all opposing forces. I mean, it can't happen, but that's the role you should now play. But power is hard to give up. It is. And when those who had it observe it from the pavilion, jealousy often creeps in. Yeah, jealousy, oftentimes just jealousy just creeps in, and it renders those in the pavilion to be helpless, and want them to seek some kind of relevance. That become more pronounced when they see an opportunity, when there is a great divide, when there is so much fire being spit across the aisle at each other, that those who used to have the power feels a need that, boy, this is hot, me I go out now, go insert myself and show people that me there still, which is what PJ did. Mark messing up things for him, and whatever he thought that he could get Mark to do, and Mr. Old is out here holding him home, and him think that the political climate is so wrought with disagreements and division right now, that him could come in, and throw in feel like a piece, and get some kind of relevance, and see if social media can big him up because him come in. PJ Patterson have always been a weak man. He's a weak man. Always has been. But he hid that weakness very good. He was very good at hiding the weakness, because as Prime Minister, he was also a focused man. And it is that focus and that drive that made us not see so much just what a weak, mealy kind of man that he was as a leader of this country. He knew why and how he was PM, and he had a plan, and he had a vision to achieve a certain personal kind of invincibility about him. And so we never saw that he was just a weak little bitch ass man. He was methodical, and he was precise in his actions as Prime Minister of the country. And people saw that for what it was on the surface. They saw him as precise and methodical and organized and focused. Now, when the Shell waiver thing forced him to step back, it created in him a deeper desire to exact revenge from those responsible for him having to have stepped back. Never want to. And at the same time, he saw it also as an opportunity to enrich himself. He saw it as them trying to lick down the black man, so the black man time thing came about, and he wanted to also enrich himself to see if he can be at the same level as the other red man them. So it created a desire in him, a deep desire in him, not only to exact the revenge for those responsible for him having to step back and resign because of the Shell waiver thing, because him take money from man and give man a waiver, which is something that we would come to know after he leaves office, that it was a practice of his to trade favors between the haves and those who can give him. And and at the same time, he could enrich himself beyond his wildest dreams. And that is what he did as Prime Minister. Now, yes, he was throwing shades at the Prime Minister when he talked about him 5 bank book. But mostly, I believe he was telling us that he was more clever than the Prime Minister, that he's smarter than the Prime Minister, that the Prime Minister is an idiot because him had 5 bank books which he came in with, and he left with the same 5, and him think everybody else an idiot. So him had to mention it, that him used those 5 bank books to thief millions, if not billions, of Jamaican people money to finance him lifestyle, which he now so, enjoy, that him can come out now this stupid looking shirt, pan him stick wobbling, come talk about him and come set record straight, and him can't even stand up straight. When he was talking about these 5 bank books, he had this sheepish look on his face, this smirk. Yeah, he had this sheepish smirk on his face that he's laughing at us because we are stupid. So I'm going to mention the 5 bank books, and the whole of we are going to say, boy, I throw shades at Andrew Holness. But it's not only that. It was not only that. The smirk and the sheepish look was that he's reminding us that he was not stupid enough to entertain the idea of an integrity commission. He was reminding us of how slick he was, that he avoided that he was able to bribe the so-called civil group leaders, the talking heads them, who come out and say all kind of things, and him just bribe them with Senate positions and grease the private sector leaders with whatever it is that they wanted at the time, put Stewart being the head of that like a greasy slimy pole. So that is why he mentioned the 5 bank book. He want us to know, to remind us that him was slick and greasy. And of course, he empowered his Black Man Time crew to make sure that his money was secure, so that when him leave this, nobody can chat to him. And his parting shot for that was to increase the Prime Minister's salary and put some kind of thing in place where every time it increased, him get the same amount of money too. Him was slick. And when he mentioned these 5 bank books, he reminded us of just how slimy and greasy he was. So he came and he scolded us for not loving him, for not going on social media and big him up. Maybe him scolding the PNP people and for not calling him too, because he went to the NEC meeting. And when he went to the NEC meeting, he was whining and like a whiny little girl, talking about he's one phone call away, suggested of course that nobody was calling him. Says him evening up himself. We know that Mark never want to go to this thing. Mark think him alone should I go. So he must always, he came and he scolded us for not loving him and whining like a wimpy little girl about not getting any kind of accolades. Then, in his feeble little mind, he went to what he considers to be his greatest achievement, that we should constantly show some kind of appreciation for. The highway 2000. The highway where he said, boops, you can go check your girl. You know, one little move and boops, you can go check your girl. I remember how that started. I remember that he said it. I believe he said it the first time at this hotel down in Clarendon. There's an hotel, or there was an hotel down in Clarendon at an NEC meeting. That's the first time him try out that line. And we have highway now, you don't have to drive around and take 3 hours if you go check the little thing by the side. Boops, you can check your girl. I think that is a thing that his people told him to say, because around that time, the whole argument of him being gay was gaining some momentum, and PJ was out there calling him Chichi Man and all kinds of things. You know, Siaga was out there. Siaga was out there calling PJ a Chichi Man. So when they talk about boops, you can't go check your girl, was the time when they tell him, say, yo, you have to go say something for sure. They say, you're a girl's man. Oh, please. So him got and him said that. So the Highway 2000 thing, that's his thing, man. He reflects on those projects, and particular that one, not because it was great for Jamaica, not because it was a great achievement for the people of Jamaica. He reflects on it in a way with that smirk and that sheepish look on his face, because they were his money cow projects. Highway 2000 was a money cow project, the project that allowed him to pack the 5 bank books with billions of Jamaican people money. So him come to remind us that he had 5 bank books and him thief more money than the man where them say have more than 5. And that him come to remind us. And things that was stupid, so we never see it. We just say my throw shades at Andrew Holness. Yeah. So him come to remind us that him Highway 2000 in Monaco, that allowed him to pack those 5 bank books with billions of Jamaican people money. And now sheepishly, with that smirk on his face, picking at him nose, boasting that him thief so much more with just 5 bank books. Except, he stopped short of telling us how much he had when he came, how much was in the 5 bank books when he came and how much he left with. Take out him salary, what he invested in, where did he invest, how much did he invest, how much money he make, where him get it from. Oh, we not gonna find that out. Because he skillfully killed the idea of having an integrity commission. Skillfully move away those who was calling for those kind of things. Rewarding them. It's a bribe. Of course it was a bribe. Rewarding them with positions and stuff so that they would stop chat. So he fell short. He fell short of telling us how much money he had when he came and how much he left with. Because if you truly, truly want to have spokes in this thing, and you truly want to show the Jamaican people that there is some kind of level of trust and honesty in public service, then you need to tell us how much you had, how much you left with. Maybe add up how much your salary was when you were at time, and you tell us what you invested in, where you invested in, how much money you make from that, and make we be the judge of that. But no, you can't. No, Percy, you cannot. You cannot because, well, I don't know. I guess that the 45 minutes or so that he spent telling us about all that would be enough, telling us about setting us straight. I think that 45 minutes would not have been enough time to talk about all that money. So I guess him never better tell we say him had 10 penny when him come and him left with billions when he left. He wouldn't have the time to tell us all of that, so he never better tell us. He just tell us that he made have 5 bank book, and when he came and he left with 5 bank book, and then he never better tell us how much tonight, because we're stupid enough to just think that he must have thrown shades at Andrew Holness. I encourage you all to go back and watch that clip, that sheepish smirk on his face, when him telling us that he came with 5 bank books, and he left with 5 bank books, and the half idiot them in that room clap and laugh and make joke. Most of who was in there, majority of them never see a penny from his time. Majority of them was in that room, never get no benefit from him. Of course, Steve Ashley was there, that pervert. Of course, because him got a lot of money through PJ, because him get to run all in private sexual stuff them when used to run during his time. Yeah. I may run him little orgies because whoever money was coming in and he was part of the black man time thing. So him having money, KD was there, him having money too, but majority of the people in that room was around during his time. Them not have none. Them do have a thing because PJ never met nothing happen for none of us. It was him and him black man time crew. And they enriched themselves. And then Mr. Percy come out here, come tell us that he had 5 bank books when he came, and he left with the 5, and we are now to assume that 5 bank book can hold billions of dollars because we are stupid. We hear you, Mass Percy. We hear you loud and clear, you whiny, weeny, measle, miserable, irrelevant piece of crap. Thank you all for listening to my rant. God bless you all. Stay safe and keep the children safe. Remember to give the video a like and send me a pithy comment and share it. All right?